Hi, I'm Dan Smith, and we're going to do something a little different today. I'm going to show you my vocal warm-up that I do. This is something I do before I go on stage, or if anytime I'm singing, and it's also just a good thing to do on a regular basis. I do it at least a few times a week, if not every day. And it is a completely silent vocal warm-up. So there's none of this kind of, la 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 la, whatever, that whole bit, because, we're not those kinds of people. So this is basically designed for you to relax your throat, relax your whole upper body, and just get blood flowing there, which is what you want when you sing. You want to have the sound just come out as relaxed and as naturally as possible, so that you can enjoy yourself when you sing, because it should feel good when you sing. It should feel like a release. So this is also going to incorporate a little bit of relaxation for just your hands, because I'm a guitar player, so I like to keep my hands nice and relaxed. But there's a couple different stages to it, and the first thing that I start with is just giving myself a good old-fashioned massage. So I do each one of these little sections, right, for about 2 minutes. Now we're not going to do everything for 2 minutes, but that's kind of my standard thing. So just grab a handful of, whatever these are called, your trapezius muscles back here, and just, give yourself the massage that you wish everybody would give you, and don't be shy. Get right in there. And a very important thing to do, and I'm going to keep repeating this throughout this whole process, is you gotta breathe. Long, slow, deep breaths. Now, what I just did was, one hand on each trapezius like this, but it's also good to grab your elbow with your opposite hand and just reach back there so you get a little further back, a little deeper. Just grab whatever muscles that feel tense and kind of massage right in there around towards the center of your spine, but also out through whatever is going on back there. And then do the other side. This also gives you a little stretch through here if you do it right. Hope this isn't messing up my microphone. I don't think it will. So I did that for about 2 minutes. And then also you want to work these two cords back here that go up your neck. Don't be shy. Get right in there. Ooh, yeah. That's good. That's good stuff, right? Should feel good. And then I like to work across the front here. We carry a lot of tension right underneath your clavicle bone, this thing right here, this little, you should be able to feel that with your finger. Get right in there. Find whatever feels tense and just kind of work it. Now, this is a very important step, even if you're not a guitar player, is shake your hands out. Because you don't want to take all the tension that's in your shoulders and transfer it to your hands by squeezing so hard. So just shake it out. Do what I like to call the boneless wave. I know, it's a little disturbing, but I have very loose hands. You gotta have very loose hands. If your hands aren't loose and you feel like you're going like that, that's okay. Just try to imagine it, do it with your mind, try to relax your hands. Shake them out. Then the other thing that I like to do between each phase of this, because that was just the first phase, is yawn. But now we're going to talk about yawning. There's a way to yawn where you can stretch the back of your throat and open up your throat, and it will help you sing high notes, low notes, everything. It will bring more tone out of your throat in general if you do what I'm about to describe, which is there's a couple different steps. When you yawn, you want to make sure that your tongue is touching the back of your bottom teeth, but equally, if not more important than that, is you want to press down on the back of your tongue. Think like, a tongue depressor, like when you go to the doctor's office and they put right? Should press down. What you should feel is a stretch in the back of your throat. It should feel like a little tight, almost like somebody's stretching something back there, because they are. Hopefully, if you're doing it right, you're stretching something back there. It's called the back of your throat. Now, that's one step, and we're going to do that in a second. But the other important thing to remember when you yawn is you want to try to yawn with the bottom part of your jaw, which is this part. The upper part of your jaw is the rest of your skull, right? Your cranium. And if you think about it, if you just kind of check in with yourself, when you yawn, most people yawn like this. Like that, right? They raise the upper part of their jaw. I still catch myself doing it sometimes, but you want to try to yawn keeping the upper part of your jaw parallel to the ground. So don't do that, like that. Try to yawn like this, so that you open the lower part of your jaw, right? And remember what I said about your tongue, right? Try to keep your tongue touching the back of your teeth and down and back. It takes a little concentration. If you haven't done this kind of thing, you might not be good at it right away. In fact, you probably won't be. But if you do it a lot, like me, because I'm a weirdo, you're going to find that it opens things up. And you know, you might not feel it right away, but if you do it enough, eventually you're going to start to feel things open up, and your voice in general, not just when you're singing, but when you're talking, is going to resonate more and feel more relaxed and project and just kind of cut through more. Because remember, cutting through with your voice is not really just a question of volume. It's really a question of tone. So try this with me. We're going to just yawn. It's also a way to, you know, breathe, right? So, and yawn. Okay, so anyway, that was a yawn. Keep trying it, you know. Also, I like to stretch my hands like this a little bit. Get a little stretch across here. That's good. And stretch a little bit like this. It's good for your bar chords, right? Because your hand has to, when you do a bar chord, your hand has to kind of do one of those. See, my hand kind of goes like that. I know you might, if you're not good at bar chords, this probably won't happen for you, but whatever. Anyway, phase 2 is, and you don't have to do this in order, but this is the order that I tend to do it in. This is called the dig in. You're going to take these two kind of karate chop versions of your hands, and you're going to dig right in underneath your jaw. This is a way to massage your tongue right in here. Oh yeah. Ooh baby. And make sure you get some arm strength behind that, right? Now, as you do this, try to go towards the back, right? See how I'm kind of in the back here? But then also go work your way up to the front. This is going to just relax your throat, or really your tongue. We're going to get to your throat in a second. So you do this for, I like to do it for 2 minutes. I'll actually set a timer usually. And it's a massage. So it should feel simultaneously good, but also maybe a little like, oh, ow, a little painful, but painful in a good way. Right, so you keep doing that. You get in there, get right, that's cool. Get back by the hinge of your jaw, which we're going to get to in a second, right? So you do that, and you shake your hands out again. You can do that for as long as you like. Some of you may hate it, some of you may enjoy it. Anyway, I like it. I think it's fun. But and then you're going to yawn. Make sure your lower jaw goes down, your upper jaw stays parallel. By the way, if you yawn correctly, if you go and look in the mirror and you shine a flashlight in the back of your throat, you should see your uvula, you know, that little punching bag in the back of your throat, should disappear up into the back of your throat. So it creates a very open cavity in the back of your throat. Not a cavity like in your teeth, but like an opening, a space for sound to travel through, like that. Okay, phase 3. We're going to start to relax your jaw, right? So you're going to take the palms, the heel of the palm of your hand right here, and you're going to get right on the hinge of your jaw. Now, if this does not hurt a little bit, you're not doing it right. Right? You're going to want to use the tips of your fingers. Don't use the tips of your fingers. Use the heel of the palm of your jaw, because that's going to like really get in there. And ooh, baby, yeah. Do this for 2 minutes. Your jaw will be more relaxed. You're not going to want to do it. You might have to start with 30 seconds and work your way up to a minute and then eventually 2 minutes. But this will relax your jaw. Make sure you breathe while you do this. Okay. Again, this is the abridged version, so we're not going to do it for 2 minutes, but shake your hands out again. And then yawn. If you're doing this right, you should start to feel blood flowing. You should start to feel warm in here and open. And in some ways, you might start to feel little pockets of tension that have always been there, but by relaxing your muscles in your shoulders and your neck and your throat, you might actually start to feel a little more tense. That's okay. I know it might feel like, oh my God, Dan is making it worse. What are you trying to do to me? It's part of the process of relaxing is you're going to uncover areas of tension. It happens, In fact, if that starts to happen for you, believe it or not, you're actually making progress. You're actually getting down to, something opening up in you. And you're not going to do yourself any harm with this. Believe me, I'm not the kind of person who does harm to themselves. And I've been doing this for years, and it's never steered me wrong. If anything, it's only kind of like opened up my circulation and just helped me feel more relaxed and alive and ready to sing. Okay, so that's phase 3. Now, phase 4 is going to be what I like to call the jaw jack, because it's kind of like you're taking your jaw and you're doing a little kind of like you're jacking up a car, but you'll see in a second. So what you're going to do, you're going to take the edge of your chin right here, right? And the idea with this is you're going to manipulate your jaw open and closed slowly, which is a really key point. And your goal is to try to get your hands to do all the work and have your jaw just totally let go. Now, your jaw's not going to want to let go. Nobody's jaw wants to let go. It's just kind of how we're built. We want to hang on with our jaw. But your goal is to try to let go, let it be loose, right? So the other key point to doing this is you want to make sure that you close your jaw slower than you open it, because everybody's jaw wants to close very quickly, right? Because it doesn't like being open. So we're going to just open it and try to keep your tongue touching your back teeth just like before. Open it like this. And then close it. Like that. Again, you want to try to do that for 2 minutes. And you're going to try to, vary the speed at which you do it. So you can do it fast and do it slowly. Just kind of give yourself, some curveballs with it, because your jaw is going to start to kind of get into like, okay, I got this figured out. We're going to go slowly, or we're going to go fast, or whatever, right? Because your jaw wants to take over. So try to give yourself little variations. So like fast. Slowly. That's what I was trying to say. Okay, so you're going to do that for 2 minutes, then you're going to shake your hands out again. And then you're going to yawn. Okay, now moving on to phase 5. This is what I like to call the throat manipulation. Now this is going to feel a little weird, and you're going to hear some clicks and feel some things in your throat. You're not going to do yourself any harm, I promise. I've never had any problems with my throat as a result of doing this, and thankfully never had any problems with my throat. But what you're going to do is you're going to take your larynx like this between your thumb and your index finger, like that. You're just going to move it back and forth. Now this is going to feel a little freaky. It might, bring up all kinds of weird emotions. But see how my throat's moving back and forth like that? Right? You might feel a little like, I don't like doing this. It's okay. Just start gently, but your goal is to kind of like really get in there and move it around. And you'll hear, you know, it kind of scratching up against stuff. It's cartilage, basically, right? Your larynx. And you want to try to go up higher up in here, but then also go down lower. Now, if you go down low enough, right down to the base of your throat, you will cough like this. I'll show you. That'll definitely make you cough. If ever you have to, I don't know, pretend that you have a cold or something, just give yourself one of these, and you will involuntarily cough. It'll be very authentic, because you'll really be coughing. But anyway, it's also good to switch hands, because sometimes your hands get tired, but also it's good to switch hands because you get different angles that way. You know, you kind of like you're working through. The idea is this is a, you know, a form of massage for your throat. And again, it might make you feel a little uncomfortable, but shake your hands out now that you're done with that. And then yawn. So, that's my basic vocal warm-up. You might also want to incorporate some very simple yoga into it. That's what I like to do. I like to do, if you're familiar with yoga, you could do a couple of sun salutations just to kind of warm up your whole body. This is what I do when I'm backstage getting ready to go on. You could also just try to roll your shoulders a little bit, you know, in both directions. Make sure it's a full articulation of your shoulders. Because singing is a very athletic thing to do. It's very, very physical and emotional all at the same time. And it's very easy to think that singing is not an athletic thing to do because, you know, you see people on stage and they're singing and they're just standing there or sitting there and they don't look like they're doing anything, but there's a lot going on physically. So I hope this helps. And if you're a student of mine who's currently working with me, you can use this as you know, something to come back to regularly, to, you know, take yourself through this process to develop your singing. If you're having trouble hitting high notes, or if you're having trouble hitting low notes, or you're having trouble projecting, or you're having trouble, perhaps you're having trouble singing quietly but having a good tone to your voice, this is a great thing to do. And you can do it, you can do the full version, which probably takes about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. Or you can do a shorter version where you do each one just, you know, for 10 seconds even. It will make a difference in your singing. And I know it's helped me tremendously, and I've seen for many of my students it helps them too. So thank you very much for checking out this video, and I'll see you next time.